We're back in action. I am for playing T Swift. Maybe am I bad for playing T Swift? Anyone? Can anyone help me understand? In Brazil's car. Oh, the other on my heart. I look around, turn the radio down. He says, baby, is something wrong? Say nothing, I was just thinking how we don't have a song. And he said, our song is in screen door, sneaking out late, tapping on your window. And we're on the phone, and we're talking real slow. Cause late and your mama don't know. Our song is the version. The first 8 minutes, kiss her. Do you just eat bread itself? It's just become a thing. It's so good. I need to get like dinner rolls. Like the Hawaiian rolls, those are really good. This music is loud, isn't it? Is it loud? Actually, I don't know. I used to do that. I had a real dinner. I'm just eating this because it gives me something to do during the live too. It's just another thing for my hands to do something. No roses and a note that said awesome. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Bread is so good. Cause it's late and your mama don't know. First thing and when I got home, for I said amen, asking God if he played again. I heard every album, listen to the radio, praying for something to come along. Was as good as our song. Cause our song is a slam screen door, sneaking out late, tapping on his window, and we're on the phone and we're talking real slow. Cause it's late and his mama don't know. Sing along if you know it. We can do it together. And when I got home, for I said amen, asking God if he play it. I don't know lyrics or else I'd be doing the same. Yeah, you can just make it up as you go along. Yeah. I was riding shotgun with my hair undone in the front seat of his car. Why am I singing like that? Oh yeah. Wrote down our song. T Swift. I love T Swift. What's gonna be up next? Oh, this is the song. Why did it skip to 2:30? You might ask. I didn't skip anything. And right. You guys might just be onto something. Yeah, I'll let you up, Brandon. Okay, great song. That was Red Right Hand by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let Brandon up. Caves first. Blueberries will get to you next. Hello.
So what makes you evil?
Well, how old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
January 3rd, 2007.
Okay, I believe you. What makes me evil? Well, are you Christian?
I'm Muslim.
Do you help me understand? Do you believe blasphemy of? But that doesn't make sense because I thought I was nothing with yours. So okay, I'll be honest.
I don't believe in evil, but people do. And we have to fucking deal with it because of that, right? It's a contradiction.
Hmm.
I'm contradicting myself on purpose because that's how we get past this abstract idea, right? Is we recognize that it can be, but it doesn't have to be. Does that make sense?
I guess, somewhat.
So I would say I have done bad, I've done wrong in the past, and I can be accountable to those mistakes, and we can get into those if you want.
Yeah, but would that truly make you evil? Like, there's
No, because
evil.
I don't believe in evil, but you can apply that meaning to me, and I will just be like, what does that mean?
Okay, evil, I guess, would be a crime done that's like life sentences worthy.
A
That's the
crime
only way to,
done, a crime done that's life worth sentence. What are some of those crimes?
let's say, murder,
Okay,
rape,
okay,
stuff along
right.
that lines.
Right. Like obviously, that's
So,
I would say that's wrong. Obviously, for in my
yeah.
subjective view, and I also murder. The context of it, like if it's self defense, that's debatable, right? I'd still
Yeah.
say I'd it's hard when it comes to that, but and what you're saying, I understand. Like I can jump into your worldview and understand why you would say that's evil. I'm just saying let's be careful using that word.
Well, it would be evil if it's done, let's say,
Because people think it can be a spiritual thing, right? Like a spiritual thing caused this, right? And I would say, how do you know
no,
this?
no, that's whack.
Well, people believe it, and
No.
other people believe it too, and then they react, and then others react, and then they react, and they react, and they react, and they react, and it all goes down, right? So we have to be really clever about how we get around this abstract idea.
Someone said you sweet as hell.
What?
Someone said you sweet as hell. What does that
Oh,
even mean?
people are nice. People are nice. You guys are sweet as hell. All you guys are sweet as hell. But what does that mean? What is hell? I don't believe in hell, right? Anyways, or do I? I don't know. I don't, because I don't believe in order for me to be and how I've come to understand what I know, I ought to believe people are good or capable of good, right? And that's the only thing I can do. It's up to whoever else is running and pulling the strings, right, to decide what that means. Maybe there is, and maybe someone can convince me there's a hell. But currently, in how I view things, um, I don't know. I'm gonna remain agnostic on that until other people explain what that means for them.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Good talk. Good talk. Um, if everyone has a little bit of good in them, what's the rest of them? I don't know what you mean. If everyone has a little bit of good, if everyone has a little bit of good, what's the rest of them? Oh, what's the rest? It's like what percentage of good versus bad is a person, right? So I would say like there's things that we can indicate, like if you're selfish and you act in ways to control people, and if you want power, and if you look at people as less, or if you demonize them, I'd say those are indicators that you're not with God, and I would say those are indicators that you probably worship something that you don't know what you're worshiping. And I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe it, but they do, and they don't know. Does it make sense? Does that make sense? It's. I'm trying to be careful. Blueberries, blueberries, blueberries.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Good.
How old are you?
25.
Nice. I'm 27. Welcome to the live. My
Cool.
watch is broken. I'm eating bread, and I'm evil. Prove me wrong.
Do you believe in evil?
No, but
Okay,
other
so like,
people do. But other people do. I've been called this word before. And
do you
I do.
believe in good?
Yes.
So how do you know what's good and how do you know there is no evil?
I would say bad or wrong. I would use those words instead. evil is an abstraction of an idea that's bigger than the word.
Sure, fine. We can. So then, like, if people do a lot of bad things, would that make them evil?
What bad things?
Okay, so I can't. We're okay. So let me ask: how do you know what's good and what's bad?
Well, we can talk about it. So let's talk about it. So I asked you what is the bad things, and we can talk, me and you, and come to an understanding what that means.
Sure,
So
it's
what's bad?
just what it's whatever you think bad or good is.
Well, I'm asking you, man. Like, what
That's
do
what
you
that's
think?
that's kind of like.
What do you think?
Uh,
Do you know
well,
rules?
if I say
I believe you
what
do.
I think, then you can just say what you think.
Right, but we can align. You can say, like, look, I'll start first. I'll make it easy. I think uh, graping is wrong, and that should never happen to people because it doesn't allow consent to the victim. That's like they don't want it, right? They're not consenting to it, and it's wrong to uh, do that because consent is important.
Why is consent important?
Because the person that doesn't want it does not want it.
And what's wrong if they don't want it?
Are you serious? Are you really arguing and defending grape right now?
I'm not. I'm wondering how you can tell me it's wrong, and it's just I think, I think, I think.
The individual doesn't want it. I can
And
ask
what?
them, I can ask grape victims, and I could be like, hey, did you want that? And they'd be like, what the fuck are you even trying to even ask me, dumbass?
Yeah. So somebody, I do think it is wrong. I do,
Good,
but
you finally got there. You made it really difficult, man. I'm not trying
well,
to make
no,
this
but
difficult for you.
I know, but for someone who doesn't agree with you and does it, they don't seem to have a problem with it.
What? Can you explain that one more time? Sorry.
So somebody who actually grapes
Right.
doesn't.
Right.
They seem not to have a problem with it and want to do it. So
Right. So we should shun them collectively as a group, right? And I think that can be good, but we should also, if we shouldn't always shun. Like we should remind them what not to be and guide them into a better light, right? Because someone hurt that person to even want for them to even inflict pain on another person. We can go back and we can keep going back and we can keep going back and we keep going back. I believe people that think that way and do stuff like that, they've been hurt by someone before, and I believe they've been misunderstood to the point where they're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do that to others." Where does it start? Where does it start?
but if somebody were to say don't see, I think it's perfectly fine to inflict harm on people who don't want it.
Look, someone said not every rapist is a victim. I fear. I am making a knowledge claim on that, but to a point, I believe every single person has been hurt by a human being in their life, and I can say that with certainty, because it's probably true. And maybe they weren't a victim, but something happened for them to think that way, and I believe that's not what they wanted when that happened to them. Does that make sense?
Was that for the comments?
Yeah, sorry. I just had to
Okay.
clarify it. Sorry.
So yeah, okay. So the whole grape thing, you think it's wrong because of what you think is wrong.
Right, just like you do.
Sure, but other people disagree and think it's right.
Right, and then we can
And
talk
it's
with them and we can be like, "Hey, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you do this?" And
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 they
and if
could
they don't engage, we find creative ways to be like, "Yo, engage back." So you can like be good because I believe you can be good even though you've done bad. That's what mercy
yeah, but
means.
again, what if the majority of people thought like that person and then shunned away the people that agree with us?
Well, that's just what subjective reality comes to at that point then, and maybe we
So,
just all live in hell right now because fuck, what are you trying to say here? Like, subjective truth is whatever, like we can collectively understand something together, and if you want that, you're putting that idea out there into the world right now, be careful. But collectively, people can think that. And would that be wrong? Well, I would say it would still be wrong because I would defend people that don't agree with that. It's not
You would.
consensual. No, I would not. I would say it's not consensual. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, and yeah, and you would defend the people who don't want it.
Yes, I defend them that don't want it. Yeah.
Yeah, I and you think, or you said I think, and you would do this, but
Sure.
somebody else disagrees with you and does the opposite. But
Sure,
that,
let's talk with them. Do you know any grapists?
not personally.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Uh, so if there's a grapist that isn't afraid to admit that they're accountable for being a grapist, please talk with me and we can figure this out together.
Sure,
now?
but
Are you happy now?
I'm trying to well, what I'm trying to get to is, or I guess we probably won't get to it, that an objective good
What do you
and
mean by objective good?
where everybody agrees on it.
Right. We get there by not reacting back to people reacting left, right, left, right, left, right. We understand mercy, why this person reacted in the first place. We understand that. We're like, hey, brother or sister, how's it going? And they're like, good. And we align and we figure it out together. It sounds it sounds super
Yeah.
simple, but there's more that goes into it, of course. But it's the idea is mercy and not to react back in fear.
But we want them to align with what we think is good and bad.
Right, to not grape. They probably know this inside them deep down.
Maybe.
I hope so. I don't know. I've never
But
talked with a
also,
grapist.
they may want us to align with their beliefs on what they think is good and bad.
Do you think a grapist wants to be graped?
Probably not.
I don't know. Who's to say? I never talked with a grapist.
I'm just assuming that. I don't know. But
And this is where it goes. But we can only go so far between me and you right now, right? Like me and
but
you
maybe
are-
there is
me-
an objective.
right. So me and you have an objective truth right now between me and you.
Yeah.
And the objective truth between me and you is that grape is bad. Do you understand how this works? And then we talk with other people that align, and we talk with other people that align, and we guide and we guide and we align and we align, and we collectively, as a whole, as a human species, collectively understand what it means, and we say no more. We look, we see, we don't repeat bad. It's a very
Yeah.
utopian idea, but look, someone's got to stand up for humans, right? And understand why people act in these ways. But not to justify it, not to defend them, but to have mercy, because there's once a good man that Christians worship. I believe he was a man, and I believe he was good. And what would he do? Are you a Christian?
Yes.
So be like that guy.
Okay.
Right. Good chat. Okay. Let's see here. I don't have any other guest stuff, I don't think. But do you have anything else you wanted to talk to? Okay. Sorry if I come across as not as energetic right now. I'm feeling fine. It's just I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. I am on medication, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Okay, let's see here. We can recharge. What's wrong with being evil? Is that a genuine question? I would ask you, what do you mean by evil? And then we can define that together. Brains are weird. I know, but they're so fascinating. Brains are fascinating. Oh, it's Caleb. Of course Caleb said that. I read the comment first and then saw your name. What makes me evil? If you want to come up, we can talk about it, depending on what you think evil means. Look, for people that are just coming in alive, I don't believe evil exists. I don't. But other people do. And we need to fucking deal with it. It's a contradiction. I'm contradicting myself on purpose so we understand this abstract idea. It doesn't have to exist. But people believe it does. So we have to fucking deal with it. Does that make sense? We get around these abstract ideas in a creative and clever way. I understand, but I'm saved in Christ. You can be too. Hey, I believe you. I believe there's truths to Christianity. I'm not subscribed to it because I believe there's truths to all religions. I would like to talk with people from different religions. I've talked with an Islam is sorry, I just say it wrong all the time. And people who are Islam, people who are Christianity. I've talked with a Hellenistic polytheist, with the Greek gods. I would love to talk with people who are Buddhist or Hinduism, Judaism would be fantastic. Um, Look, there is people that are like Jews say like they in their book they say if you're not a Jew then you're going to hell. Look, it can say that, but I know a specific Jew that is good, and I know two Jews that are good. I don't know if they subscribe to the books, but they identify as a Jew. I don't know if they identify with the religion, but I'd say be careful to react back to people that might hold that as true, because we can be the better people and see humans as humans. Why do you have curiosity for this topic? Because it's a fucking important thing, right? If we don't figure out these conversations and what this means, we can look at the world and see it's not what we want it to be. It can be scary, right? But look, it doesn't have to be this way. We can have productive dialogues so the human race doesn't go extinct. The earth will live on, the trees will live on, some other life form will come around, and it probably won't be like us, but maybe it will. I don't know how that works. Maybe it just starts again. It's like a trial run. Like this was trial number 3. I don't know. Or 4. Where are we at? Where are we at, dude? Which one are we in? Okay. What's your highest education and in what? Bachelor's in fine arts. It was technically theater, but I didn't subscribe. I didn't. I was like theater, but it was really important. I got that education, but under that was film and new media, and under that was 3D art and animation. So I'm a 3D artist and animator, make models and textures and animate characters, fun stuff. The user with the lightning bolts after his name. What do you mean? I don't know what that means. We gotta promote epistemic humility, and that's the key to everything. I'm gonna look that up, Caleb. I think that's probably something you told me about, but all those tabs and all those terms, I had them on tabs, and my computer restarted with an update, and I lost it all. But I could probably see history, of course. But okay, let me write it down, because I'm learning from you guys, and this is fantastic. Epistemic. People talked about epistemic ideas to me. For the life of me, I need to study these too, so I can really put it in my own words. Because like sometimes I'm just really bad at definitions and remembering definitions, but like I come to find things in my own way, and then I talk about it, and people put labels to it, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's been talked about. Okay, let's see here. I love animation, bro. Yeah, animation. Dude, OG, like old Pixar movies are amazing. Like Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, of course, Incredibles, Wall-E. But Coco, if anyone's seen Coco, oh my gosh, I cried like a baby. Well, not like a baby, like a grown man, because damn, it was amazing. And there's truth to how songs and music can bring back memories, right? And I thought they did a freaking fantastic job with that. Such good story, such attention to detail. Like Miguel, how he played the guitar, or just any people playing the instruments. They were really accurate with that, especially in Soul too. If you've seen Soul, they were accurate with how musicians play instruments, and I think that's one thing that bugs me when I see a film, and like the instruments aren't like synced to the audio, or like they're just like acting like they're playing, and they just don't know what a chord really is. And like, what's going on? Just like take the extra effort and learn it, right? But I know that's not feasible all the time. Feasible? Is that a word? Feasible. That word just came to me, and I think that's the right word to use. But yeah, no, the attention to detail is fantastic. And if we talk about video games, oh gosh, Red Dead Redemption 2, by far the best piece of interactive media, or just media in general, I think humans have ever, well, mixing different media together to create a story. It's probably one of the most influential pieces I've ever played or interacted with, right? The story, the theme, like how can, if you did so much bad in the past, can you still be a good human? And Arthur Morgan wrestles with this idea, right? And you as a player get to decide if you want to play him as if you want to play him as a good character or a bad character. And it's so fun. And man, the attention to detail is fantastic. The music, oh my god, the character development, like they created this world that feels lived in. Like literally, I've never never played a video game anything like it ever since, or even before that. And I'm so looking forward to GTA 6. Because they're gonna knock it out of the park, and they're taking their time, and it's okay that they delay it. I think there's this. It's interesting how that works, but I'd rather have them take their time and have a satisfactory game that they feel proud of, and we can explore that when it comes out. We can be patient. Anyways, I just rambled about that. I think you're good. Thank you. I think you're good too. I think everyone's well. In order for me to be, I ought to believe that people are good or are capable of good, right? I would not be able to think in the way I am if I did not believe that. The horse ride home back to dude, Beaver's Hollow. That's the way. That's the way it is, and like it goes in slow motion. Sorry if I'm spoiling, but dude, after all of that was said and done, the house building song, that is a banger. The house building song, that just made me so happy, because like it was so like, it's like, what just happened? And then they build a house, and I'm like, oh. If anyone is watching this and they've heard of the game but haven't tried it, it gets it's a bit slow in the beginning. You're in snow and it's like, why? But it's worth it. It's worth the ride. It's worth the storytelling. And just take your time with it and just soak it in, because it is a masterpiece in my opinion. I sing that in the karaoke bar, dude. Oh my god, Wormy. Okay, you are amazing. You are amazing. That okay. Let me take. Wait, what's the lyrics? Let me take a and I'll nail it. Grab me a hammer, a nail with the hammer, and I'll nail it. Oh man, it's such a good song. And then like the I'm evil too, haha. I'm so evil I took candy from a dumb baby. That's not nice. I wouldn't say that's evil. I would say you're a fucking asshole. But at least you can admit it too, right? That's the whole point. We can admit, we can do. Look, when this idea is understood by more people, we literally use it for good, if that makes sense, right? Where we don't do harm to people. It's like a joke. Imagine a funny joke. That's where original ideas come from, right? Original ideas, you understand this, but use it for good. That's where original ideas come from, in my opinion, how I've understood it. Like, it doesn't mean I worship whatever the fuck that is, right? I don't believe it's the case, but like using it as a tool, it's a fucking tool. So, in whatever way you want to understand what that is. I'm eviler. Oh, you're evil. Oh, we can find out. Oh, we can find out. Don't even get me started. I'm evil. I warm both sides of the pillows of people. Okay, that's hilarious. You guys are funny. You get it. You guys all get this. I'm not trying to troll people, but I'm bringing up an important issue that people react. We react, and then we project this on other people. We demonize other people, and they're like, what? And they might believe it. And you ever wonder how Jeffrey Dahmer became who he is? Or maybe like, I don't know, just really bad people? It's because they were misunderstood. And maybe they didn't do a good job trying to be understood, right? But we must try to understand and see people for who they are. And we validate good things about people, right? We must be fearless with this, and my ethos is fearlessly being for others and myself while understanding mercy. And what mercy means for me is if someone reacts, I'll try my best not to react. I'll try not to, but for a teaching moment, sometimes I teach, and I'd be like, hey, don't do that because I'm mirroring you, right? But it's better, and we ought to have mercy and understand why someone's reacting in the first place, and then guide them. And that's how this works, people. It's really simple ideas, and you guys, I believe everyone can figure this out on their own in their own way to understand what that means, right? I'm just giving you like I'm shining the flashlight somewhere, right? And I'm giving you the general direction, and then it's up to you to take the flashlight and figure out different things. What is this? What is this? This is an abstraction or a 2D representation. Well, it's a 3D object, but it's a plane. It's a square of what my mind is, and this means something personal to me in a way that I've built by 3D printing it, and it's literally just how I describe empathy. But like literally, I don't know everything about my brain. That's why there's voids in it, right? It's people like you that come up, and it's people like you. It's people like you. It's humans. It's humans in general that help me understand the voids, right? Do you know my friend Jenna Tolles? God damn it, you got me. Man, that reminds me. If anyone's seen Impractical Jokers, they do a bit where like Chris McBasketball, but they're like they're like a receptionist, and they're calling out these like absurd names that are just like you. The whole goal is to not laugh while saying the name. It's just absurd names, and some of the names. Those guys are so creative. Anybody who has to label themselves as evil just wants to be recognized as such. Well, look, you're coming in late, and I'm thinking you're just kind of joining in. So let's get to the bottom of it. I don't believe in evil, right? But other people do, and we have to fucking deal with it because they fucking believe in it. It exists because fucking people believe in it, right? It's a contradiction. It's a contradiction on purpose. I'm contradicting myself, and I do that on purpose because that's how we deal with this abstract idea. We do it in a creative and intelligent way. Appreciate you, sub. I appreciate that. Like, it isn't people react better to this, honestly, than they do to this. If I put this up today, 2 Christians attacked me. One person claimed he wasn't Christian, but a follower of Jesus, and he had actually a really, really good and productive dialogue with me. But this one really triggers people because I think Christians just want to be right. Well, let's just say people that, make a knowledge claim without really knowing. And people indicated fear, and that shows up in really interesting ways. Does anyone know what it feels like to be jealous of? My dad, sorry, that's personal information. I'm not going to get into that. But people that are jealous of you, it doesn't feel good for me. It does not feel good for me. And I know that happens because people indicate it in stupid ways. They're such fucking idiots. But I believe they're good. They have to be good. But god damn it, does it really piss me off sometimes. I don't know what it feels like to be jealous of. No, not just of my dad. Sorry, I shouldn't get personal because my dad is good. But okay, this is a funny story. So I'm growing my hair out on purpose like this because it looks kind of like I'm a fucking lunatic, right? And it's more of an indicator, and it's weird how I do this, right? Because if people call it out, it's an indicator for me of that they did it, and how they call it out determines what they think, right? And this look, I understand how people think to a point where like, how do you know that? And then people are like, why don't I know that? So my dad called it out because he's like, you should get a haircut. And that stems from fear. That stems from him wanting to control me. And so I brought it up to him because he told me not to manipulate him. And I'm like, Dad, when have I ever manipulated you? I don't want to control you. And I'm like, Dad, you literally the other day tried to control me by saying I needed a haircut. And then he laughed about it. And we were able to laugh about it. He's like, yeah, because I remember when I was your age, I started losing hair, but you got the good genes. And we laughed about it, right? And it's okay to do that. I'm not saying people that are jealous are bad people. I'm just saying don't act that way. It's just really sad. I am eating a piece of plain untoasted bread. Yes, that's part of my meal. I had a good frozen meal. I tried the Devourer frozen meals. I usually get the Banquet mega meals. The dynamite penne with meatball. Oh, so good. I'm a lazy fuck when it comes to cooking for myself, and I used to go out a lot to a restaurant across the street and to a bar and talk to a lot of people and met a lot of really great people there. It's just certain things have prevented me from going there often. So I'm talking to you guys now. I now believe the caption. Okay. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Mine's chocolate chip. Ooh, I'd say I love chocolate ice cream, but Ben and Jerry's the Tonight Dough with Jimmy Kimmel, right? The Tonight Dough, because it has like a mixture of chocolate and vanilla with brownies and like different kind of like bits of chocolate. It's so good. I had a time in my life a couple years ago where I'm like, fuck it, every day I'm gonna eat one of these, and that happened for like a week, and then I stopped. So this generally was just cringe to watch. Okay, I don't care. Why not? Was that productive for you to say? Maybe, I don't know. I'm taking that information in, and I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe one day you'll understand. What makes you evil? I don't believe in evil, right? I'm wishing I could get like someone to come up here and talk, but I don't believe in evil. But other people do. It doesn't exist, right? And it's a contradiction on purpose, right? I since other people believe in it, I can jump into the worldviews and be like, God damn it, people, and I can be like, it doesn't have to be this way. There is creative and clever ways to get around this abstract idea. It's an abstraction. Numbers are an abstraction, right? Wait, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. What comes after 4? I'll give you a hint. My thumb. My thumb can go out to 5, right? What comes after 5? Wait, what did I do there? So this is 5. Okay. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. What comes after 8? 9. We get it. You get it? And the people that get it, and this other person's probably like, cringe, and I'm like, dude, just try to think. Evil is just lack of good. Well, it's interesting. I understand where you're coming from, right? But people believe in evil, like as it's like oh man, it gets really weird and complicated. But I can talk with someone on this about that issue if they want. I don't think people understand what that word means, and then they project beliefs onto others, and then others react, and they become what people fear the most. Hello.
Hi. So, what's the point of this sentence right here?
Okay, so my watch doesn't work. I'm eating bread. I'm evil. Prove me wrong.
Well, I think we're all evil.
Okay,
I think we all,
but why do you say that?
because we all sin on a day-to-day basis. We all have negative thoughts. We all have done someone wrong. We've all done bad things, and we continuously do bad things. So
So are you evil?
there's part of me, yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting, and I respect this argument. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't believe in the word evil. I don't know if you're around when I said it, but like people do. and we have to fucking deal with it because people do, right? It's a contradiction. I'm intentionally contradicting myself here, because it's an abstract thought that doesn't have to be, right? I would say bad or wrong as substitutes for that word, because uh, it's interesting how you said you're capable of it too, and I think that's where it starts. Like, we literally say we can do all these things, right? But we choose to do good, right?
Yeah, we also choose to do evil. I guess, yeah, you could substitute evil for, what was the substitute for that you said?
Good or not good. My bad. Bad or wrong or
Yeah. Yeah.
heinous. That's a word that someone taught me. Heinous,
Yeah.
heinous
Heinous.
acts, heinous.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I should say that I'm a Christian, or at least trying to be one.
Right,
And I would say under God's eye, we're both good, and we choose on a day to day basis to do bad. And doing bad is kind of part of our nature, but
right,
because it's our
right,
nature, it doesn't mean that it's good. And so we try
right,
to refrain from our nature as much as possible,
right.
while trying to do the good thing.
Right, and I'll say this because you're on the right track, and I believe you are. I know when you say you're like, I don't subscribe to Christianity, but I recognize there's truth to it, and when you say you're trying, I know you are, because you're thinking out loud to me right now with these thoughts, and you're engaging in a way that's productive. So I'll say this, and maybe it'll help. I believe fear is the root cause of all unnecessary suffering. And if the individual can eradicate fear in the mind, they can lead more productive lives and hopefully make less mistakes in the future, right? And to understand this, it's like we all react, right? I do it. I still do it today. I'm not perfect. I know what I don't know, but I don't know everything, right? But I know that people react left, right, and and I had to understand mercy for myself recently, and what that means is if someone reacts in a way, is to I ought to not react back, and to understand and to guide and to align to everyone, like the human race.
Yeah, going back to what you like just said earlier, about fear in the Bible, it says, "Do not fear" 365 times for each of the days,
I can get behind
and
that.
I would completely agree. I would say that if we could eradicate fear within us, then I think, I mean, I think there are other variables that have to do with like committing evil or committing bad, but I think 95% of it has to do with fear.
Right, and this doesn't mean we can't feel fear. We can definitely feel it. We just shouldn't. We ought not to let it consume our decision making.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
how we
agree.
and yeah. That's basically it. Right. Just from how I've like understood my past, right, and who I am today, and me literally saying I'm evil. Like, I can point to things like as Christians would think. Like, I did blasphemy, right? I believed I was Jesus 2.0. So background: I'm bipolar one. I've had 3 manic episodes. The first one in 2022. Um, to I believed in something I was not, right? And some Christians would say that blasphemy and doing this is literally unforgivable sin. Do you subscribe to that idea?
No, because well, it's tricky. I think there's one sin that is unforgivable, right? And that's like blasphemy against the Holy Spirit.
What's that mean in your
And
words?
from what I understand, it means that you completely reject God in all sense
Right.
of the meaning, and to be honest, I actually don't know exactly what the definition is,
That's okay.
but I've had fear that I've done it too. But if you go back to like the teachings of Christianity, and
Yes.
kind of just analyze it, I don't think that many people have ever committed that sin. So I think that almost everything is forgivable. That's the whole point of Christianity, that God sent his son, and part of himself, which is Jesus and God are basically the same person,
Right.
and
And
died for our sins so that we can be forgiven and enter eternal heaven.
well, the interesting thing with Christianity, to my understanding, because I was indoctrinated as a Catholic as a kid, and
Mhm.
got out of that, and found God for the fourth time. And I believe I'm with like the one true force that's driving us up, and I believe that aligns like with what you're saying, even though I don't believe everything within Christianity for reasons I can get into. But like literally the book in the Bible teaches people to walk and be like Jesus, right? Like try your best to be like this guy. But at the same time, if you literally claim you are, that's wrong. Like I didn't understand that, and I kind of still don't in a way. But well, I can put meaning to it, right? But like that was kind of odd. That's just an odd thing to know.
Well, I think the reason why we should we the whole point of Christianity is to try to be like Jesus, right? But we can't identify as him
Right, yeah,
because
and you
he's
make the
it's
and that makes sense. Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Like yeah. So I also during these states of mind, like, and look, I'm saying mental illness is severely misunderstood, to the point where like we're labeled these things, and it's a helpful indicator to understand how to treat it, but it can be stigmatized. But I'm explaining what I did in these states of mind because I believed I was good, but I was chaotic, and did suffering to people because I didn't understand myself enough to really be in these states of minds, right? So I literally also scared a woman to death. Well, not to death, but like petrified her. Like she was pointing at me. This was in a hospital. Her eyes were wide, and she was just like static, not moving. And two guards tackled me to the ground. I was pinned down by four people, and I asked each one of them, "You have seen what I've seen. Like you know what six means. You know what six means. You know what six means." And that's not. It's really really odd times I was in, and but I was like testing ideas out, and I was like experimenting with it in real time, like as an observer, and then testing it, and then seeing, and then collecting data, and it was really interesting time. But that's bad with that woman and people that were there because they could have been traumatized by that, or I would say that woman probably was traumatized by that, right? So would that be evil?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't think you were intentionally trying to do those things.
Yeah, definitely not. They just kind of happened, and now I know what not to do, um, unless someone provokes me. Or it could be performance art, but if someone provokes me, look, I'll be careful with that because my whole reaction, preach that I was doing. Um, Look, there's things, there's I have plans for how to interact with people if we align more, if that makes sense, right? Does that make sense? Not
Yeah.
saying I'm a it's not saying I'm a prophet. I can just envision my like what I have come to know about me and other people, and how people react in ways for me to do something to mirror maybe, but also to teach, if that makes sense. But it's I'm probably over explaining at this point.
No, I get it. I get it.
Look, this is all like we can all do, like people know this. What people know what we know. It's in music, it's in film, it's in philosophy, it's in science, it's in churches and religions. It's on the streets, it's in the bars that we talk to people. It's TikTok, social media. People know this. I'm not the first to come to understand this, right? And I just feel like I'm talking too much at this point. I'm sorry. I should be more curious about people. But like I feel like I have to explain myself, and see, I'm kind of like doubting myself. I'm not doubting myself, but I'm like hyper aware to the point where I'm letting my thoughts just go, and I don't know how productive that is to listen to. Um, I might honestly. Sounds like it was more of a thought you had than an evil act. Well, it's interesting because I don't believe for myself there's such thing as a good or bad thought, but how we act and how we choose to act on those thoughts is what we can determine is good or bad, right? I would say those things I explained, those two things, I would say that's not an evil act. I would say it's bad or wrong or misguided. Um, and that's what I'll say on that. But I think, guys, I'm probably gonna just relax for the rest of the night. I think that's just what my body wants. I've been on and thinking constantly, which has been good. Just reflecting on past lives and understanding like what people have brought to me, because it's been fantastic. People have shared so much, and I've learned so much within the past week just doing this whole live. So I appreciate you guys sticking in there and hanging out and just watching and asking me questions. And it's literally it's just people in general. People have, if it wasn't for people, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I appreciate every one of you guys. So yes, I'll be on tomorrow, of course. And until then, have a good night, everyone.